So before we get into this, I want to say thank you guys for hitting that sub button. We just passed 3K subs, and as promised, here's the tutorial for the PoKeBall. So in this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to build the PoKeBall. Now you can use this tutorial for other things too, like domes or any kind of spear ball shape, any size that you want. I'll explain how to actually build it with any size. I'll also show you how to build the open and closed PoKeBall. So I'll show you how to build the frames for both of the open one and closed one, and then filling it in is the same way for any of them. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Alright, so what you want to do is find your starting point where you want your center bottom to be. You could start with the center middle if you want it to, but I'll start with the center bottom just because in survival, if you're building this in survival, it's easier to start from the ground or wherever you want your PoKeBall and then build up from there. So that's how I like to start mine. So you want to build the wire frame first just to get a structure that you can go ahead and fill in later. So to start that, you want to start from your bottom block here and then go 4 in each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that, and do that on all 4 sides. Just like that. Once you have that down, you can go ahead and start creating the rest of your wire frame. So once you have this base like this, you want to start building up the sides of your structure. That way you can get a skeleton frame of the whole ball, and then you can fill it in later. You would want to do one side first, make sure you get your curve right and everything, and just copy that for the whole rest of the build. So once you have one little piece done, you can just copy and paste it all the way around and just copy for it. So I'll go ahead and get this one piece done right here and show you how to do it, and then show you how to go around putting it on the other ones. So on this platform that we got 4, so this whole thing right here is 9 long. For Pokeballs or any spears that are bigger than this, then this circle here would be different. But if you want to copy the same exact size, then just copy what I do here. So what you want to do is have that 4 right there, and then you want to go 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Now this is the halfway point, this is your corner, and everything else is flipped. So it's basically doing the same pattern, just reverse. So it'll go 1, 2, and you're going up now instead of outwards. 1, 2, 3, and then this 3 right here is the same as that 3. If you look at this, there is the middle point, and it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, like that. And then it brings us back to this middle point, which is 9 all the way across. So 4 and then the cross section. So just go ahead and copy that. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be the middle block, and then here's that cross section. Just like that. So now you have one base of your curves like that. Now I use glass blocks here as just a placement block. If you was doing it on survival, use something like dirt or something. Something that you don't really care about. It's just a filler block so you don't waste other materials. You can use concrete still, or whatever you're building this out of. Wool, concrete, or whatever colors you pick. But I like to use dirt on survival because it's the easiest to get up. And you know, it's really cheap, so you don't care if you lose it. Now if you're building a Pokeball, you would want to pay attention to the colors now. So the bottom of the Pokeball is white. It has the black ring around the middle, and then has the red top on it. So this ring right here, you would actually want to switch out for black, because this is the ring to the Pokeball. It's because it's the middle of it. So go ahead and switch out this to black. And then this on top of it, you can go ahead and switch this out for red. And we'll make this black 3 blocks thick, so go ahead and switch out one more on all the edges like that. And you can go ahead and copy this same design to all 4 sides. I'll go ahead and skip it here because it's the same thing I just did there, and I'm sure y'all can follow along. Just rewatch that and continue the same thing over and over. Alright, so once you have all four sides up like that the same way, you want to connect these to those right there using the same pattern as you use for these. So this pattern here will get used out through the whole system until the whole frame is complete, because that's your circle size right there. So just continue that same pattern on the top. I'll go ahead and show you once, and then I'll speed through the rest of them. So just like those down there, you would use black wool because this is your center point. So you want to go 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And it should connect up perfectly like that. If it doesn't connect up, like say this one's like one higher like this for some reason, that means that you messed up somewhere on this and you added an extra block, or you missed a block somewhere. So just go back and check. Everything should line up perfectly like that. And then go ahead and continue that pattern on for these ones also. Alright, now that you got your top ring done, it should look something like this. So you got your whole bottom base and then your whole top ring. And from here, this is where you want to figure out, do you want it an open top or if you want a closed top. So I'll go ahead and show you the two frame designs now for the open and closed top. Alright, so if you're wanting to build a closed PoKeBall, so what you'll do is copy the same design right here and flip it to the top side in red wool. So what I mean by that is that same exact frame there. So get your red out and go the same pattern that you did down there. So it'll be again with the 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, and then go this way. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And right here, this is the center block, so it's same as that one. So the 4 and then the 1, and just bring it out 4 in each direction from this one here, just like you did on the corners and the bottom. And then once you have that, copy that to the other 4 posts there so you have a complete ball. Alright, as you can see right there, I did mess up somewhere. So whenever you mess up and it doesn't line up like that, just step back for a second and count your blocks and try to figure out what you missed. So what I did is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so what I did is at the very beginning, I didn't go up high enough right there. I'm missing a block right there, so I do have to tear that piece down and rebuild it. Alright, there you have it for the closed one. Now for the open one, it's a little bit different. So instead of building the ball up top like this, what you want to do is this ring here, you want to copy this ring, but you want to flip it. So since it's open, you want to put it one back like that so you can see the 2 different layers, and then copy the same exact ring just like you did on the other ones, just going straight up like this. So here's that same pattern there flipped like that. So to give you a better reference, this piece right there is that right there, but you're building it this way, and just continue building this as a big circle just like that. You can also continue it out this way too. So if you go into the middle right here, you can go ahead and start building it outwards. So it's the same shape. See how this one is just vertical like that and you built it this way? You're just building it vertical this way. We're using this ring here and then this piece here and this piece here. So you're just building this half the ball on top of this. So I'll go ahead and speed through this, and it's using the same pattern as we use for the whole ball. So it should be pretty easy to follow. And we're using black blocks on the front ring because this is going to be the ring where it opens and closes, and then everything past that we'll use red blocks because that is the top of the Pokeball. Alright, so that's basically how to set up the Pokeball for the open one. It's the same exact design, just flip like that, and you can go ahead and get rid of those pillars that I had right there. Those are just because I copied that one over, and they're not needed because the top of the ball is actually gone and it's open. So with filling these in, you can really break this down into like a whole bunch of different corners that are exactly the same, kind of like how the rings were. How it's like that same piece just over and over and everything's the same. So you can do the same thing with this. This section here is going to be the same as this section. Same with all the corners. Every corner is going to be the same. So start out at the bottom here and go ahead and fill your bottom in. 2 out on each direction. Now with circles different sizes, you kind of want to mess around with it and see what looks the best. But you want to see what you can make the best circles out of. So this one right here, it's 2 out and then 1 in the middle like this, and continue this for all the sides. So let's go ahead and continue it for this. So 2 out and then 1 in the corner. Just like that, and then you'll have your whole bottom plate done. And as for copying it to the other ones, it's just the same way. So if you come up over here, now since we are doing a Pokeball and it is different colors, you want to stick with the colors that you have. So for this one right here, it'll be black. So you want to go 2 out, but you want to only go 1 with the black and then 1 with the red, just to stay with the same color scheme that you have going. And then same with this, so 2 out and then 1 in the corner, just like that, and then fill it in. If it's tricky building with the colors as you're doing it, you can build it one solid color for now and then replace the colors later. So same thing with the other corners too. Just like that. And you can go along and do this to all 4 sides. The only difference is the front side here. So the front of the Pokeball has a little button thing on it. So what I like to do is, you know, build the same 2 out 1 in the corner type thing. So let's go ahead and build that up right here. I'll just use all white for right now. So once you got it filled in like that, what I like to do is go around this edge right here and just replace all the edge blocks with black blocks, so it adds a black border around the edge of it. And then the whole centerpiece, you can just make that completely white. You can do it like that, or if you want a little bit more black in it, you can take these corners out like this and put those like that. That way it looks like the whole black ring is encasing it more. It just looks a little bit nicer. If you want to add just a little bit more detail, grab some light gray concrete, and then you can add in like a little diamond type shape here. You know, something like that, or you can just mess around with it. So let's go ahead and continue on filling in the rest of the corners with the same design. Alright, so now we have all the corners done, and you'll do the same thing if you had the open design. Just each one of these, like this one here, since it's a cross thing, or these that's not fully completed, you want to just fill in this piece here, and don't worry about the outside because that's the open part, but it's still the same frame design where you fill in these sections here, the whole middle section, these section here, this section here, and you know, you just go on and fill it in all like that. Alright, so on to the next layer. And the next layer you want to go out 2. So go 2, 2, and then the 1 in the corner like that. So it's 2, 2, 1 in the corner. Same thing with all of them. 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, and then that 1, and it should connect up like that. And then just fill in all the blanks that you see, everywhere you can see through, just like this. And go ahead and do this for all the corners also. So I'm going to go ahead and do this same ring to all the sides, and then go from there. Alright, so once you have that layer done, it should look something like this. Now with domes different sizes and stuff, if your spear is a different size, you can't really copy exactly what I'm doing here. So what you want to do is try to find the best circle. Just kind of play around with it. Like say for this one here, if you want it to fill in this section, just work on one section. Like say, let's try this. Let's go 2. So just go from each thing, and then just kind of play around with it. Just go back and forth. So, you know, I got 2. Let's try another 2, because this is getting too close, so I wouldn't want a 1 here. So let's do 2, 2, and then a bunch of 1s after that. So it kind of breaks it up. And it should line up good. And then just fill it in like this, and then snap back and look at it. Now if it's not a good circle, like if it's not what you want, then you can go and play with it, like add a couple blocks. If I was to go 2, 2, 2, it'll kind of have this point on it right there, and that's not really circle shape. So you just kind of got to play with it and get your circle shapes. See how that's a point right there? Just get rid of these, and then that adds a little better. And if I was to do this like that, I mean that's still a circle shape, but it's a little shy right here. See how it cuts down too quick right here, and then goes out and then curves like that? You don't want that either. So kind of just mess with it until you have it formed a nice curve like this. And then once you're happy with that one side, copy it to the other. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and copy it to all the others, just like I did with all the other pieces, and go ahead and fill the rest of this in. So just like I did the other ones, this one is 2, 2, so 2 out on each one, and then just 1, 1, 1, like zigzag, and then fill it in. Alright, so there it is with that whole layer complete, and then we can go ahead and move on to the next layer. So for this layer here, since there's a 1 block like that, we would want to go 2 out on each side. Now this part right here is a little different. Instead of going out and then down like that, keeping it 1, you want to go out and then remove that block there, or you can put a temporary block like this. So you can go like that and then build out. And once you have those two, you want to just kind of zigzag this right here. So it'll bring that out to 3. So basically it'll go 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1. It'll just be zigzag connecting these two. Just like that. I'll show you one more time on this side here. So go 2 on each side. Temporary block, and then go 2, and then zigzag until you connect. Or you can just zigzag from each side and fill it in just like that. So there's a little overview of it. Then, you know, remove your temporary blocks if you want to, or just leave them there. And then continue that on all the sides, just like we've done with all the other ones. Alright, another layer done. I'm going to step back and show you all what it looks like so far. And let's go ahead and jump into the next layer, because y'all kind of get the point of what I'm doing here is just going layer by layer, filling it all in at the same time until we get to these corners. So the next layer is another 2 layer, and we only have 2 layers left. So we got this layer here and then this layer, and then that is the same as that, it's just flipped. So we only have 2 more left. So what we're going to do is, since it's another thick one, we're going to stick with the thick again. So let's go 2, 2, and then on each side. So 2, two out like this. Go ahead and fill that in. And then what we want to do is try to get this a nice circle like this. So let's try to do 2 and then zigzag along this again. And same with this. So 2 and then have the zigzag. And I think that adds a nice curve to it like that. So let's go ahead and continue that to the other ones. So it'll be 2, 2, 2, and then the zigzag. And same thing with the side. 2 out, 2 out, 2 out, and then zigzag. And it should line up perfectly like this. Alright, so now that that layer's done, I'll step back at it, look at it, make sure everything's all good, make sure I didn't miss anything, and let's go ahead and do the final layer. So we're going to stay with the 1 block wide one, and what we want to do is, because we want this corner piece here, so we're going to go out 2 on each one, and then let's do another one where we skip this corner block here. You know, you can use a temporary block either here or here. I like to use them on the inside just so you can't see them. And then we want to create this curve, so just go around this edge here. Same thing on this side. We're going to go out 3, and then 2. Kind of just follow the edge of this right here. And then go ahead and make your zigzag to follow that edge. And it should look pretty curved, because what I'm doing is I'm sticking with the curve that's already there. So I'll go ahead and show you one more time. So go 2, put the temporary block, and then go out 3. And then just kind of just follow this edge. And you can go ahead and follow it all the way back in until you get to here, and then put the 2. So it goes 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then same with the side. And then go ahead and fill all that in. Now these corners, since this one is going to be the same as this one, it will be touching, so it's going to go like this. Then you got your temporary block right there. And then it's the same thing flipped like this. Just like that, and then your corner will look like that. So go ahead and do this for all the rest of them. Just follow the same design and put it in for the rest. Alright, so there we have all the sides in, and now all you have to do is fill in all the corners. This is what it should like with all the corners out of it. And then just go back and fill the corners. Alright, so each of the corners, now if your spear was bigger than this, then your corners will be a little bit different. You gotta kind of mess around with them. What is all that noise? Anyways, you gotta kind of mess around with them and get them how you want. Since this spear is kind of small, it's only 37 wide, then it's a little bit easier because I don't have to go too much in detail with it. So what you want to do is get this pathway like this on both sides. You know, kind of like the same on those layers here, but it's the whole corner. You know, this is going to match that, and then it's all going to connect. So for what I like to do on this side here, kind of just stay with it. So you would go the 3 out for that corner there. And this is where it branches off 2 different ways, because now that you have 2 markers. So put a temporary block there. Go out 2. Out 2. And then for all these corners, put temporary block and then put 1. Just like that. And continue that for all the other corners. So I'll re-show you on this one here. So placement block there and there. Go out 3. Go out 3, and then placement block there and there. Now go out 2 on each side, and then the single placement blocks all the way down like this. And that'll be the same thing for these right here. So for the ones going up like that, you would do the same thing. So you got the 2 like this, and then the zigzag, and then from here, you know, the 3 down, and that's where it breaks off into the two, and the zigzag continues. Hopefully that's not too confusing for you. Alright, so once you have all those filled in like that, you should have these little corners on each one. And where I was putting all this. So these corners here, I'm just kind of going to go for a diagonal type thing. Now if I was to go like this on them, that'll stick out a little bit too much. As you can see there, it kind of pokes off and looks weird. So what you want to do is just do one block placements for every one. So go back and destroy this, what I just did, and kind of do one placement block, one placement block. Just kind of stack it like this. And then on these, put your placement block, and you can kind of just go at an angle like this and keep on going, and it'll all line up. Or you can go with the flow where you do this side, this side. It really doesn't matter at this point because you're just trying to fill in this section here. That's supposed to be a placement block. Kind of like that. And it'll fill in that whole section just like that. So I'll show you it from the outside real quick. It's a lot better like that. So go ahead and do it to the other ones too. I'll show you one more time on this one, and then I'll go ahead and fill in all the rest of the other ones. Now for the top ones here, it might be a little bit more tricky because you're working on the outside instead of the inside. So I'll go ahead and show you that real quick. All you want to do is put your placement block down and then keep doing the same thing. Just kind of fill it in. So you can go through like this on the corners, put all your placement, and go back and put your solid blocks. So placements, and it'll get wider and wider, and it'll kind of just fill in this whole section here. Just like that. Make sure there's no more gaps. And then go on to the next side and do the same. Alright, and that's pretty much it for the PoKeBall. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Now if you want, you can go ahead and build it how you want. You know, you can have a little stairway going out from the bottom. You can build it open or closed. Open is the same exact way as the closed version. It's just the setup is a little bit different with the wireframe, but all the filling in is exactly the same way. I hope this tutorial helped, and I hope I explained it good enough that you can. If you have any questions, just let me know down below and I'll try to answer them all. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to smash that like button and hit that subscribe button for more. And thanks for watching. Peace out.